Today we will examine conditional formatting and data validation. Let's start with conditional formatting. When have you used it or seen it in use in the past? Or why would we use it? It can help us find data when it's particularly hard to see by highlighting it. It can also give us information on trends and other things that are happening. In many cases, it actually may replace the need of charts. Let's begin by highlighting the cells C22 through C38. We then go up to Home, Styles, Conditional Formatting. We want to find all those cells that are greater than 350 and put them in red text. So highlight rules, greater than, I'll type in 350, and light red fill with dark red text. That sounds good. I'll say OK, and you can see the result below. Now we also want to highlight those that maybe are blank, don't have anything in it. So while I have it highlighted, I'll say highlight, and this will be a rule, a new rule. I can say format only cells that contain, and notice one of the things are blanks, so I can write it that way. Or I can use my own formula. As long as it's true and false, we will write our own rules. In fact, any equation that we can make true or false can be used, no matter how complicated it is, to describe and produce a new rule for our conditional formatting. The rule is applied to the top cell, in this case, the first cell that was selected, C22. And so I'll say equals C22, and I write the rule for that cell, which is if it's equal to blank. Put in two double quotes, blank. If it is, then let's give it a color, a fill maybe of a blue. And I'll say OK. OK. Now we have both of those rules applied to this set of cells. Notice if I change the value of a cell, the rule applies and we can see what has happened. I'll change it back to 500 and it turns red again. However, you should be aware that these cells can be messed up. For example, if I have something over here, 500, and I then copy it and paste it, you'll notice the cell is no longer red with red text. In fact, if we come up here to conditional formatting and manage our rules, let's pull down the rules for the current worksheet. You can see that it has broken that. It's no longer C22 through C38, but it goes 22 to 44 and then 26 to 38 on both of those rules. That is because we have copied over not only the value, but also the formatting of the cell that it was in. If we had pasted just the values, that would not be a problem. Likewise, if we take a cell here and copy it and paste it over here, it copies both the value and the underlying formatting. So now if I type in 400 in it, you notice it turned red. We can also copy the formatting to groups of other cells. If I click on one of the cells here that is formatted, I click on Format Painter, I can now paint any number of other cells with that same format. And when I enter something into it, it applies just as well. Let's move to the next worksheet.